Hey, what is up, guys? So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dylan. I do street photography. I do portraiture as well, and I just like shooting with a camera. It's my hobby. That's my camera here. It's a Sony Alpha 6000 with a Sigma 30mm lens with 1.4 aperture. I'll put the links in the description below so you can get this set if you want to. It is absolutely amazing. And this particular shot that you see that I currently opened on Lightroom is made with this camera. I just captured it today early in the morning, about 8:30. So now I'm going to show you how you can edit your photos on Lightroom and how you can get this street effect, this like catchy street effect, and point out at your objects, which are these people here. So this was shot today early in the morning, so I'll just show you how to get through everything. Let me just move myself right here. There you go. Just move the camera and I'll just show you here on the settings. So the first thing you want to do is see if you need any change with the temperature. In this particular photo I won't need any change, so I'll just leave it as it was, just like this. The tint here is used for just changing the color, but in this particular photo we won't need that, so because my camera was on auto white balance and it did it by itself. Now the exposure, you can increase the exposure a bit. I'll just increase it for this particular photo. Then I'll increase the contrast as well. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna get it down a bit. I'll just increase the contrast. So basically just like this, I'll increase the contrast. The highlights, I will get them down to -100 because I don't really need them. The shadows, I don't need any shadows here, that much shadows I mean, so I'll just leave it at about -60. The white basically changes the white color on the photo, just clarifies it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna increase it. No, I'm gonna actually leave it like this, -10. Looks pretty good. So now it's the blacks. I'll just get the blacks down a bit, so it's about -29 as you can see here. The next thing you want to do is clarity. Just leave it for about 12, because after that we're gonna work on the clarity but on the actual people. This is your tone curve. We're gonna leave it for afterwards. Now we're gonna focus on the colors here. So as you can see here, I have red here, like red orangey. I have red here as well, red here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just play with it a bit, see what I can do. I think I'm gonna desaturate it a bit because I don't really need people to focus on the reds, rather than I want them to focus on these two people here. The luminance is like the lightness of the actual color. So I'll just go ahead and just decrease it a bit as well. -7. That's the orange now. See these buildings behind it, and like her face and her boots. See how it changes. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna increase it a bit because I want to see these buildings as well in the background. As I said, this photo is shot on the Sigma 30mm, which I'll leave in the description below. The luminance, I'll just leave it like 13. Sounds good. 13 and 13, pretty good. So now the yellows. You can see the yellows, you can see how it changes. So we're going to decrease them actually. We don't really need yellows in the photo. And the luminance, we're going to make them just a bit lighter, so like the background is still lighting up. It's not that bad. We can change the color as well here, the yellow. See how it changes to green. You can actually leave it like this. It actually looks way better on the background. And basically you gotta play with these things, just so when you edit your photo, you gotta play with them so you can see what suits you and what do you like. So this is the green now. This is important. This is the green jacket right here. See how it changes? Desaturated, saturated. So we're not gonna over desaturate it, but we're gonna just leave it as 36. And the luminance, we're gonna just give it a bit of a light here because that's what we need to emphasize on. And this is like changes the color of the jacket. As you can see, it's awesome. But I'll leave it on 0 because to leave it on 0, you can just go ahead and click here and type 0. Now the aquas, there's not much. It just catches a jacket, but that isn't right because I already changed this color here, the green. So now the blue, see her jeans. So we don't need to emphasize it that much. We'll just leave it like this, -4. You don't really need that much because we're gonna change it afterwards, which I'm gonna show you how. You know what? I'm gonna leave it at +7, just for a bit. Now you can change the luminance as well. See how it lines up? But I don't need to lighten up the background, so I'll just leave it like this. Now the purple, we don't have much purple here as far as I can see, but we'll decrease it because we don't really need purple. It's my personal preference. I don't really like it, and we're gonna leave this as this much because we have a little bit of purple right here on the street. So we're gonna leave it like this, not much, just -67. Now this is here the shadow, the highlights basically. See how it changes the color when you change this. When you change the colors here, the highlights change their color as well. So I'm gonna leave it as just a bit bluish, but not much. And then the saturation, see how it changes. So we don't want like that much saturation. I would assume like about 2. The balance, this changes the color as well. So we're gonna leave it at 0. There's shadows as well, but we're gonna work on the shadows afterwards. This is sharpening. See the photo becomes a bit sharper. You can see it here. You can see if I zoomed in, see how it changes. We're gonna leave it as this. And now we don't need any noise reduction because we don't have much noise on this photo. Camera is pretty sharp. You can enable the profile corrections here. Basically, when you choose your type of the lens you have, it changes it enables profile correction. But we don't need that now. I'll just leave it like this because I really like the effect of the lens here that it has on the angles. You can level it up your photo as well. It's gonna level it up immediately. But this photo is perfect level. I can't believe I showed it like this. Perfect level, so it doesn't really matter what you choose here. Just only when your photo needs leveling. So now we're moving into the tone curve. Just go ahead, you do this. Basically, this chooses the different things that the tone curve does. This is for your shadows. See how Instagram-y looks? See the look? I need it like this because it's pretty cool. And then if you decrease this, the blacks are getting down, so we don't need much. And see how it helps you? See how it changes? It's so amazing. And now we're gonna do this just a bit, so we can get the reflection here, which afterwards is going to be decreased. Now this is the sky. You see the highlights on the back, how it changes. I'm gonna leave it like this. Now we're moving on to our most important step, which is the brush, the adjustment brush. This thing helps you clarify a subject that you want. So we're gonna this helps you to choose a subject and change the settings of this particular subject. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna choose these people here. So you push O, push the letter O on your keyboard. When you push O, you're gonna be able to see what you actually mark. So basically, see, it's gonna become red now. See, this is not doing anything on your photo right now. It's just to show you that you mark your subject, so you can change it after. See how I fill it out here, and then I just decrease it here on the legs. It takes some time, but when you do it, it changes your photo, man, drastically. That's the most important thing, right? That's what we need. And then this guy as well. There. Probably a couple, who knows, but I really like taking pictures that are telling a story. Not only take a picture for the sake of taking a photo, like a picture that will signify something. And now here the leg, as you can see, it doesn't have to be super perfect because basically the feather here, you can see the first circle in the center, and then the second circle. Second circle is basically it isn't as sharper. It isn't as it's clarified when you try to do it, when you actually change the settings. So basically you push O again, this disappears now. Look at this, I just pushed O again and it shows you where your actual image is going to change. So now you can change the settings here for these particular two people here that are just looking at their phones, and see what it does. So when you increase exposure, only the people that are in the marked subjects or objects change. So what we're going to do, we're going to increase the contrast as well. And now the most important, we're going to clarify this. So you can see, just get it down a bit, and we're going to actually not expose it much. We're going to just leave it as 0.10. It makes a difference as well. So we're going to just clarify like this. We can dehaze it and stuff. So see how it changes. It's cool. And now we're gonna increase the shadows as well, so we can see something else. And there you go. And the blacks, see how it changes? We're gonna leave them actually 0. And this is basically our last step of the photo. And then one more thing, which is pretty easy as well. You just click new here, the adjustment brush. This will change the adjustment brush to new. And now we're going to do the sky. That's our last step for the edit. Now we're going to do the sky, which basically you hold your left button on the mouse and you just go ahead and just mark the sky, push O again so this red thing disappears so you can see your and then we're going to decrease the exposure of the sky because we don't need it that exposed. We need people to focus on our two people right here. So see, you can change the contrast and everything, but it doesn't. So the exposure is the most important, to be honest, and the highlights, because that's what the sky was in our photo. You can see. So we're going to decrease it to -100, and there you go, guys. You have your new photograph. If you want to see the previous version, you click the dash. This is the photo that we had at the beginning. This is the photo that we have now. Isn't it cool? I absolutely love editing on Lightroom, and I hope I helped you guys. This is just a straightforward tutorial on how you can edit your street photography shots. There you go. So Instagram. I'll link my Instagram profile below, and my website too, and I'll just show you my camera as well and how you can get this set. The lens is pretty. It's on a pretty good price, and the camera as well. So I'll just go ahead and link that as well. So there you go, guys. You have it. I really like the edit. Please comment below and tell me if you like the video. If you want me to continue with these tutorials. So there you go. That was my street shot from today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.